The UK has shot down claims that there has been a major breakthrough with fishing agreements which would see a transition period for phasing in changes lasting between 5 and 7 years. The EU and the UK have spent today resuming trade negotiations after Prime Minister Boris Johnson and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen pushed for one last chance to reach a deal. It was claimed this evening the two sides have all but finalized terms on the level of access for EU boats to fish within the UK's 200-mile exclusive economic zone. However, express sources have rubbished this. EU sources claimed the plan would see a phasing in of new rules over a 5 to 7 year period. But a UK government source told this website, "There's been no breakthrough on fish. Nothing new has been achieved on this today." The EU sources also claimed talks were now focusing on hammering out the ratchet clause. This clause would mean the UK government could potentially have to follow EU environmental, social and labour standards. Failing to do so could mean tariffs on British exports. UK sources said that the negotiations would collapse unless this was dropped within the next 48 hours. British negotiators are instead offering to review the deal over an unknown number of years to allow the terms of trade to be changed if there is significant movement. A UK government source told The Guardian, "There won't be any agreement if the EU don't recognise reality. We'll only keep talking if there is some movement and we think there's any point." It comes after Mr. Barnier asked for a transition period that would see the UK move from having catch quotas of around 18 to 20% of fish in UK waters to 50% over 10 years. Brexit talks also remain on a knife edge after a fraught 48 hours. Lord Frost and Mr. Barnier were at an impasse on Friday night, which saw the EU's chief negotiator return to Brussels empty-handed. It was down to Mr. Johnson and Ms. von der Leyen to intervene and decide, after an hour-long phone call on Saturday evening, on one last roll of the dice before today and tomorrow. The two leaders will reconvene on Monday, where it will be decided whether the UK leaves the Brexit transition without a deal or not. In a joint statement, Mr. Johnson and Ms. von der Leyen said on Saturday night, in a phone call today on the ongoing negotiations between the European Union and the United Kingdom, "We welcomed the fact that progress has been achieved in many areas. Nevertheless, significant differences remain on three critical issues: level playing field, governance and fisheries.